Hello everyone. For this video, I'm going to teach you how to find the domain and range, get the asymptotes, and intercept of a given function, particularly for rational functions. Okay, so for this one, in getting the domain and range of a certain function, we just need first to determine what is the value of x or y that can make the function um, undefined. Like for example, although we have here 2, no, uh, in finding the domain, we need to look for a value of x or any variable of x that is in the denominator. So here, we can see that we have a denominator of x minus 1. So we can say here now that the domain is, so first, let's equate to 0. Therefore, x should not be equal to 1. So in interval notation, we can uh, present it in like in this way. So because we have 1, so 1 here up to negative infinity, union 1 to positive infinity. So we can answer it this way. Or maybe you can say that the value of x can be all real numbers except for 1. Or possible, you can do this also, x such that x is not equal to 1. Okay? So some books use this one. You can see naman some books use this such that x is an element of all real numbers such that x should not be equal to 1. Ayan. So we have different rulings, okay, in presenting uh, a large number of solutions. Okay? Okay. So next tayo, we have the range. So for the range, okay, ayan. Uh, we need to find the value of x from the given functions. Sometimes they use to interchange or change the position of x and y, okay? And then they also finding the value of y. So for me, instead of doing that interchanging of variables, we can directly find the value of x. Okay? We can derive the value of, or we can derive the formula for x or the function for x. Ayan. And then same thing, same procedure. We need to look at the denominator where there is a y, and then equate this to 0, and then that will be the number or value wherein um, excluded from the solution of the given function as a range. Okay? Sige po, let's try this. Y equals 1 over x minus 1 plus 2. So here we will multiply x minus 1 on both sides. So this will be y times x minus 1. Because we have here x minus 1, sige, ipapakita ko na rin po, plus 2 times x minus 1. So here we simply cancel this. So we have 1 here, 2x minus 2. Ayan. Tapos po sa kabila, we have xy minus y. And then, let's simplify po. Y minus 2, that is negative 1. And we still have here plus 2x. Okay? And then, copy lang po muna natin. Unti-unti lang natin. The next one, pagsamahin natin, no? Let's put all expressions with x variable on one side. So, for example, here, xy minus 2x equals. Then, for y variables naman po, solo lang, yung y variable lang. Let's put them on the other side. Okay? Kasi kailangan natin makita na ang y value lang ang nag-iisa doon sa isang side naman. Okay? So, y minus 1. And then, we simply use common monomial factoring here. So, we're going to take out x, and then leave y and negative 2 or minus 2 equal, uh, again, they are equal y minus 1. And then divide both sides by y minus 2. So that now we have x equals y minus 1 over y minus 2. Now, as we can see, class, we have y minus 2 from our denominator. So here, we will just follow what we did from the domain wherein we equate this by 0 so that we can get the value of y that is not part of our solution. So y minus 2 equals 0. So we simply add 2 on the other side. Then we have y equals 2. And 2 is not part of our solution. Therefore, we can say that our y is 2. Yan. So I will use here interval notation again. And then negative infinity, of course, with the union of 2 to positive infinity. So then final answer. So this is how we get the value of y, or range rather. And for the domain, we did that is, in short, they have the same way or procedure. So for this slide class, we're to find the vertical and horizontal asymptotes as well as the zeros of the rational function. Okay, so when we say asymptotes class, these are lines, okay, in a Cartesian plane wherein it will not be touched by the given function. No? Kahit gaano karami siyang function or kahit gaano karaming illustration yan or graphs, these are invisible line, no, na hindi siya matatouch kahit anong mangyari. Sige po. Now, let's try to find the vertical asymptote. For the vertical asymptote, the procedure is similar to finding the value of x, no? Uh, the value of x that is not part of the solution. Okay? Saan? Sa domain natin. So, similar lang. We just need to equate the denominator to 0 and find x. So, this is x plus 4 equals to 0. So, this will be x equals negative 4. So, meron tayong negative 4 as our vertical asymptote. Isa lang po yan. Next, how about for horizontal asymptote? And yung rule natin, sige, gamitin natin dito. Ano ba nakikita natin? Meron tayong denominator na x and mas malaki siya, of course, dun sa wala. Kasi wala yung sa numerator natin. Okay? So, pag wala po, we have a rule na pag wala siya doon, the horizontal asymptote is y equals what? Y equals 0. Okay? So, ito po yung rule natin dito. Whenever we have a much larger or greater exponent, no, from our denominator compared to the numerator. Next, how about for the x-intercepts? X-intercepts, yeah. You should have, you can have more than one intercepts or y-intercept. But then, for this, because we don't have any x values from our numerator, or x variable rather, from the numerator, meaning to say we don't have no x-intercept. We don't have x-intercept here. Okay? Now, how about for y, sir? Y-intercept. So, we have y here. Y. So, f of x is y equals 2 over x plus 4, right? So, for y-intercept, we just need to make our x variables to 0. So, what will happen is, this will be y equals 2 over 4. Okay? And this is also equivalent to 1 half. Therefore, we have a y-intercept of 1 half. Okay? So, next, for number 2, then ulit tayo, VA muna. For the VA, again, we need to look for the x value of our denominator. So, 3x squared plus x. Ayan. So, equals, we need to, ano to, no? We need to factor. Kasi hindi natin makikita agad ang x value natin dito. So, this will be 3x plus 1 times x. Okay? Now, we can now equate this to 0 and find the value of x, no? So, for x, we have 0. Ayan. So, for 3x plus 1 equals to 0, so equate natin siya. So, 3x equals negative 1 equals x equals negative 1 over 3. So, we have 1/3. Okay? So, dalawang ating not x-intercept, rather, vertical asymptotes. May dalawa tayong vertical lines na invisible na kung saan ay hindi tatamaan ng ating function. No? Or sila parang susundan. Magiging guide. Parang gano'n siya. Next, HA, horizontal asymptote. Now, we have another rule for this. Tingnan natin, we both have from our numerator denominator a variable of x which has an exponent of 2. So the rule here is whenever you have this kind of similarity between the exponents of your numerator and denominator, you will just copy and consider their leading coefficients. So we have 1 here and 3 here. Therefore, we have what? Y equals 1/3. So simple as that. Okay, so please remember that rule. Okay, so next tayo. X-intercept, so similar rule lang. We just need to make everything 0. No? So, for y, for y yun. However, for this, if we make 0y here, I will show you how come that we just need to equate this by 0. So, 0 equals x squared minus x minus 6 over 3x squared plus x. So, this will be multiplied to 0, di ba? And any number multiplied to 0 is 0. That's why we just need to equate the given x squared minus x minus 6 to 0. Kasi yun lang din naman po yung magiging sagot natin doon. Okay? Then now, because we don't have any specific numbers here, we need to factor out. So this will be x. Okay, so this will be negative 3 and then x plus 2. Ayan, kasi meron tayong negative x eh. So mean to say, we add factors of 6 which yield to negative 1. So, ito yung 3 and 2 pag minus natin. Okay, so simply equate them to 0. So, we have an x-intercept of 3 and negative 2. Sige po, lagay ko lang x dito. Ibig sabihin, may dalawa po tayong tinamaan na x value. Okay, different po itong x-intercept natin sa vertical asymptotes ha. Next, we have the y-intercept. For the y-intercept last, so ganun din po, dito naman, we don't have y-intercept. Bakit? Because whenever we substitute the value of 0 or number 0 to all x variables, the function will become undefined. Mean to say, in calculator, once we use this, it will become math error. So, similar to this. So, no y-intercept. Okay? So, yan lang naman po siya kasimple. Next naman. For number 3, yan, we have another rule. But before we discuss that, let's find first the vertical asymptote. So, we have here x squared minus 5x minus 6. So, probably this is, so we need to factor, right? So, factor muna natin. It's x minus 6. X plus 1 equals 0. So, therefore, we have x equals 6 and x equals -1 for our vertical asymptotes. And for our horizontal asymptote, eto na. We also have a rule for this kind of rational function. As we can see, so ito ay kaparehas nung ating nasa first part, no? Na kung saan ay mas malaki nasa baba. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? It is equal to what? The y, or we have y equals 0, or the horizontal axis is our x-axis. So, simple as that. X-axis. Okay po? Although, once you graph this one, no, may makikita kayo doon na parang, bakit hindi naman lahat siya ay hindi tumatama. So, may ibang tumama. But then, again, horizontal asymptote. We just need to find a horizontal asymptote. Okay? So, merong isang graph doon sa function natin dyan, once you graph this, na hindi siya tatama sa ating x-axis. Okay? Now, for the x-intercept, ayan. So, similar, 3x plus 6 equals 0. Ayan, 3x minus 6 divided by 3. Ayan. So, x is equals -2. Ayan po. Okay? Next one. Last one, we have the y-intercept. Ayan. So, for our y-intercept, we have, ayan. So, paano gagawin natin ulit? We just need to make everything equal to 0. Ayan, lahat po namin x. So, 0, 0. So, we have 6 over -6. So, therefore, our y-intercept here is -1. So, tatama po siya sa -1. Okay? And that's it. That is how we deal and how we find the values of our vertical and horizontal asymptotes, as well as the x and y-intercept of the given rational function. So thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something from this video. Adios.